See?
Look at this scene. Now watch. Now he stopped him. Now you see how he stopped him right there. Now I want y'all to think about where they get this from. Because Nazi Germany didn't think they could do what they're getting ready to do right here. They got this from somewhere. Where'd they get it from?
Herkommen.
So he's telling him to come back. The other people are walking.
Warum haben Sie sich nicht verbeugt?
So he's now subjugating him.
Entschuldigen
This
Sie.
is a grown man. He shows him some respect, but then he smacks him. All right, let's continue. This is a grown man. So he's subjugating him
Euch ist der Gehweg verboten.
to let him know. to
Sind die
stay
Gosse
in
mit dir?
place. Get on the street. Where did they get that from? Yeah, you got it right. They got that from the subjugation of the freedmen, which means we're the measuring stick when it comes to white supremacy racism. That's what that was about. They measured it by us. Yes, I said it. You can look this up. They got the game. They got Nazi Germany got the game from Jim Crow South. Absolutely, 100%.
We pretend as Americans that we went to the movies after the Second World War and shock, horror, we discovered what was happening. There were 3,000 articles in the newspapers in the United States in 1933 alone about the mistreatment of Jews in Germany. And that's the first year, and they haven't yet, by the way, gone to the American South in like 34, 35 to develop these discriminatory laws against Jews, the Nuremberg codes, right, by studying our Jim Crow laws. And they're much more loose than the Jim Crow law that said one drop, this is me quoting their laws, one drop of Negro blood makes you black in America. And they had 5 categories, I think, 2 Jewish, 1 mongrel, 2 mongrels, and 1 Aryan thing. So if you had 1 grandparent who was a Jew, you could still be a full-fledged Aryan. But in the United States and Mississippi, and when we protested their treatment of Jews in the 30s, they would look at us and go, Mississippi.
Didn't Hitler have 1 grandparent who was Jewish?
We don't know, but we think so. And it's
so the U.S. government didn't let people trying to escape from Nazi Germany in the United States because we had quotas.
So we passed in 1924 the Johnson-Reed Immigration Act, which was a reaction to the wave of immigration that began in 1870 and ended after the First World War, that had let in tens of millions of people, including more Jews than anywhere else on the planet, in New York City. And this caused a backlash. And so there were quotas now that favored Northern European Protestant nations. It coincided with this theory of eugenics that postulated completely fraudulently that there could be a hierarchy of races, a hierarchy of ethnicities, and even a hierarchy of nationalities. And so Jews were categorized as uncouth Asiatics. And we didn't want Southern Europeans who were Catholic and swarthy, and Greeks and Italians and things like that, and certainly not Central Europeans who were Catholic or Orthodox, and certainly not the Jews that populated Europe. And so we essentially made a barrier. Let me just first say, the United States let in 225,000 people, more than any other sovereign nation. We let in more people. But if we had followed even the pernicious laws of the Johnson-Reed Act, and we kept changing the goalposts, we could have let in 4 or 5 times more. And I would suggest with a country that was actually more interested in the humanistic issues involved, we could have let in even more than that, maybe double. So then you're subtracting 2 million from 6. And that's a big thing, and that's on us. We did not do that, and I believe we could have done that.